Welcome to the Survive, Scale, Soar podcast. Hear and learn through the success of others how to build the life and business you deserve. Learn to overcome failure, what it means to seek out growth, and how to become the best possible version of yourself. And now, here's your host, coach, entrepreneur, husband and father, and author of the #1 best-selling book, Survive, Scale, Soar, Jeremy Williams.
Are you not getting the results you desire in your real estate business? Do you feel like you're alone on the journey? I'm here to help you. Learn more about my personalized one-on-one coaching opportunity by visiting my website, www.redhawkcoaching.com/coach. You will have the opportunity to schedule a free session with me. What you decide today can change everything, so don't pass on this. Again, visit redhawkcoaching.com/coach to get started. Hey, and welcome back. It's Jeremy Williams, your host for the Survive, Scale, Soar podcast. And today I'm really excited to talk with my audience about a different direction that I'm going to be taking with the podcast. Yet before I get into that, I want to thank my audience. I've received so many messages and comments and support and love for what I've been able to bring to the audience to help them be successful both in business and life. I've had some amazing guests like Mike Fallett, Tony Watley, Tony Vans, and the list goes on and on. Just some amazing people that have done great things in life and business that were willing to share those with you. So the direction that I'm going to be taking is, in doing all these interviews, I realize I haven't had the chance to share with my audience what I know and how I can help them. And so on the podcast moving forward, I'm going to have an occasional guest, and they are going to be an amazing guest. So you'll want to make sure to check in. Yet I'm going to take the next several episodes and focus on sharing with you what I've been through, the experiences that I've had, the failures, all the different things that have taken place that led me to last year writing a book called Survive, Scale, Soar, sharing my experiences and the experiences built upon others to come up with 7 success strategies that will change your life and your business. So where did I get started? How did I build this coaching program? I get that question a lot. It didn't start just with coaching. It started for me back in 2004, and even before that. I came out of Texas A&M, graduated from college with a Bachelor of Science in Kinesiology and a minor in Business Administration. Like most people that go to college, they may apply their degree to some extent or completely do something different. I don't discredit that. I did spend a couple of years with the YMCA of Greater Houston. I ran their sports programs for youth, for adults, and also helped manage the weight room at the facility. I had the opportunity, it was back in 2004. My wife and I had been married, and we were buying our first home. Met an agent named Earl Hell. He's an agent with Keller Williams Realty Northeast here in Kingwood, Texas. And he had helped my in-laws with their purchase. So we were referred to him, and he helped us buy our first home down in a neighborhood called Summerwood. It's up in Northeast Houston. And it was our first home, and we were excited about it, nervous about it, scared. And Earl was great throughout the process. He helped us really understand what we were walking into, what the expectations were. He helped us through the negotiations, helped us line up everything to get our move, and made it a really great process. And when I thanked him at the end of the transaction, he had made a comment to me that said, "Hey, Jeremy, he goes, I think you would make a great real estate agent." Now, at this time, I'm 24 years old and just got married. And so for me, starting a business, that was new and scary, but I come from a family of entrepreneurs. My dad's an entrepreneur. He was a master plumber for many years. My grandfather was a business owner as well. So I come from a family that valued entrepreneurship at a very high level. And so I did what anybody would do that has the entrepreneurial mind. And I said, sure, I'll do it. And a couple of months later, after that conversation, I was practicing real estate at the age of 24. Now, at that time, being 24 in the real estate industry was not that common. Most of the people in the brokerage that I worked at would call me kid or the child or the young guy, the young man. I wasn't necessarily seen as an equal, yet I saw my advantage right away. The average age probably at that time was about 55 years old in the industry. So I'm skewing it big time when I joined this office. And so I knew my advantage was I had a fairly good concept of technology and I had a hard work ethic. So I knew I could run circles around those that discounted me for my age. And people ask, well, what type of clients would trust a 24-year-old? And I worked with executives, top managers, a CEO. What I found is that when a consumer hires a real estate agent to either buy or sell a home, they're just looking for somebody that's going to be trustworthy, loyal to them throughout the transaction, helpful, all the things that Earl Hell had provided my wife and I when we bought our first home. And so I essentially mimicked that. And I used the skills that I developed and the things that I learned in college and used my youth as an advantage as opposed to a disadvantage that most other people might have seen. So I built a successful real estate business. I built it over a period of from 2004 to 2010. I was getting into some leadership opportunities, volunteer opportunities with Keller Williams. They called it the Agent Leadership Council. So I was starting to be seen as a leader in the office. Had the opportunity in 2010 to become an assistant team leader with another brokerage across town. It was a Keller Williams office, a large one, Keller Williams Memorial. Worked there for a couple of years, building that company through recruiting. And also that was when I was introduced into productivity coaching for real estate agents. And so I've, talking about my real estate career and my coaching career actually started back in 2010 when I stepped into that leadership role with Keller Williams Memorial. So I was there for a couple of years, and then I moved to an office out in the Woodlands, Texas, with Keller Williams. And there's about 250, 260 agents at that time. By the time I left, I was able to help that office grow to over 400 agents. And it was one of the first companies with Keller Williams to cross the 1 billion mark in sales. And from there, moved back to the office where I originally started over here in Kingwood, Texas. And I continued to grow that office. And about 3 years later, had an opportunity to work with a real estate expansion team with Keller Williams. They were based out of Portland, Oregon, and they needed somebody to run their teams in Texas. So I did that for about 6 months, ran into some struggles there. Just with the organization, just being new. I always remember it being talked about like an airplane that was duct taped together. It was so new the concept was new to the industry that we were figuring out all the challenges when going along. Yet the biggest challenge for me there was that we got hit by Harvey. Hurricane Harvey actually hit south of Texas and then it kind of spun around Texas and eventually came and just sat over the top of Kingwood, Texas, where I live, and dumped about 52 inches of rain. I'd say 10 to 15% of our real estate market was flooded with anywhere from 3 foot to 8 foot of water. And so you can imagine what challenges I would put on a team that was newly formed and in an area that was greatly impacted by a natural weather event. And so at that point, I had to make a choice to either go back and start and regrow that, look at team leader opportunities or whatever may have come up with the brokerage that I was at. But my true passion was coaching. And I realized I wanted to be able to coach real estate agents, but not necessarily be cornered with that. I wanted to be able to coach other small business owners as well. Yet my primary focus in my business, about 80, 85% is real estate agents. And I made the decision in 2017, it was the month of September, to strike out and build Red Hawk Coaching. And it's grown over the years. I'm in my fifth, going on my sixth year, and it's highly successful. I've got amazing, amazing clients that are doing just amazing things. So, I mean, top 1% of real estate agents in the country. And that's the other thing too, is I was no longer a local business. Thanks to COVID, that helped with that, spurred that along quicker. I coach agents all across the United States. So I've been very blessed with the opportunity to be able to help hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of small business owners succeed in both business and in life. I've done it. I've cracked the success code. Since 2010, and after thousands of hours coaching top real estate agents, I now reveal to you 7 success strategies that will not only change your real estate business, they will change your life. Get your free 7 success strategies cheat sheet by visiting redhawkcoaching.com/success. Again, that's redhawkcoaching.com/success. So the message I'd like to share with the audience today comes from one of my success strategies in the book, Survive, Scale, Soar, and that is clarity. Some of the greatest clarity you're ever going to have in your business is when you take action. Now, I'm not talking about action that's perfect. In fact, that's the enemy of greatness, is seeking out to only take action that is perfect. What I want you to do is just to take action. Now, I'm going to relate it to my audience, which is going to be primarily real estate agents, yet this applies to any business. So if you know that going out and meeting people is important to being a real estate agent, because it is a relationship-based business, people have to know that you're in real estate, and you have to ask them the question, who do you know that's thinking about buying, selling, or investing in real estate? You can't be the secret agent. So if you know that you've got to go out and meet and talk to people, or be on the phone and talk to people and be able to build those relationships and ask for the business, then just go do it. Like, don't overplan it. Like, I see people that like, well, my plan's not in place, or I'm going to start this next week. I've got these things I need to get done. Like, they're in total avoidance of the one thing they know intentionally that they have to go out and do. It's not going to be perfect. You might make some mistakes, yet from those mistakes, you're going to learn and you're going to get better. And who knows, somebody just might say yes. So when somebody says yes, and you find that you're getting results from the actions that you're taking, it's going to give you greater clarity on what you need to be doing in your business every single day. And you will get better over time. You have to be consistent. You have to be intentional. And most importantly, you have to be in action. I hear so many times individuals, and a lot of it's on social media. You'll find this in some of the big real estate groups I'm a part of, is they'll be complaining about what's happening in the market, or it's challenging. You know, homes aren't staying on the market very long, or they're losing out to multiple offer situations. And so instead of taking action, they just rather spend the time on social media complaining about it. Okay, if that's happening, then take the actions necessary to go find those that are ready, willing, and able. They're out there. You know, the difference between those that coach with me and those that don't, or don't have a coach, is oftentimes mindset. It's the glass half empty, the glass half full. Both of them are, it's the same amount of water, same glass, yet different perspectives, which lead to different outcomes, different results. So when you're coaching with me and we're coaching on mindset, we're looking at a challenging market like today, not as a challenge, yet an opportunity market. It's an opportunity to grow your business. So when I go back to 2008 to 2010, it was really probably 2006 to 2010 in our area, 2008 to 2010, when the bubble popped in the financial markets, and it caused a meltdown in the housing market. A lot of people ran. I didn't know any different. because remember, I came back in and started in 2004. So I looked at it as an opportunity market. I grew during that time while a lot of others retracted. They ran to the sidelines. It was too hard. Or they kept doing the same things that had worked before, yet they didn't work in this market. They chose not to pivot. What I did there was I took action. It wasn't perfect action. It didn't mean that I failed. And failure, guys, that's really, you want to fail. You just want to learn to fail faster, because in those failures come those learning opportunities so you can progress in both your business and your life. You've got to fail. You can't be afraid of it. And oftentimes that's why people don't take the action, is they have a fear of failure. Sometimes it could be on the other side too. They're fearful of success. They're fearful that they go knock on a door, introduce themselves, ask them if they're thinking about selling their house, and they say yes. What's the next step? And that does happen. So fear can give us more make our clarity a lot more cloudy. So today, I want you to take and process this, and I'd love to hear from you. If you reach out to me, you can find me on Facebook. You can find me on Instagram. Shoot me an email at jeremy@redhawkcoaching.com. I want you to let me know what you're doing to get more clarity in business. And I'm going to encourage you to take action as one of the ways to remedy that, to get more clarity. Take action in your business. I hope you found this helpful, and I look forward to hearing from you. And I look forward to the opportunity of being able to share with you in a more intimate way the things that I've learned that I know can help you be successful. If you found this to be helpful, share it with somebody and let it be helpful for them too. Have a great day.
Thank you for listening to the Survive, Scale, Soar podcast. If you heard something that made a difference in your life today, share it with someone that might benefit, and subscribe so you don't miss the next episode. Learn more about the host of this podcast and coaching services offered by Red Hawk Coaching by visiting www.redhawkcoaching.com.